What is going on? I am Matt O'Leary back with another video. Finally, we are back home, baby. I made it back to Long Island not that long ago. Oh, that drive back home was miserable. I do not wish driving through the entirety of Pennsylvania on my worst enemy. That was a tough one, but we are back. What a weekend it was at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Got to hang out with Jake Asman, Boy Green, and a ton of Jet fans. Met so many Jet fans out there, especially on Friday night at our event at Jersey. I want to thank you guys again. Everyone I met out there was just so nice and super friendly. It was really such a great time, and a weekend and week that I will remember forever. That was really special. It meant a lot to me to meet so many people and to get to talk Jets with them. So let's do that now. Let's get back to what we do best and talk some New York Jets football. I want to react to some of the biggest storylines from training camp earlier today, and I want to start with none other than Aaron Rodgers. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately because selfishly I want to see Aaron Rodgers, but I didn't really want to see him in the Hall of Fame game. You know what I mean? But Aaron Rodgers back in action, right? You're seeing him in practice, and he was really good today. Had a couple of nice plays to Randall Cobb, had a nice pass to Jeremy Rucker, Corey Davis, Mecole Hardman. He's spreading the ball around and was in one of his Aaron Rodgers grooves, I thought anyway. From what I was able to follow along through training camp and go back and watch all the videos and read all the tweets. Seems like he was spreading the ball around, which is, again, a really good sign. The Jets are still without Garrett Wilson for now. Don't worry. He will be making his way back very soon. And I like that the Jets aren't just going to be so hyper-focused on one guy. Yes, Garrett Wilson will be the leading receiver on this team, assuming he stays healthy and plays a full 17 games. But beyond that, it's not like when it was Eric Decker and Brandon Marshall, and that was the only two guys in the passing game in the Jets offense. They will spread the ball around beyond that, which I'm really excited about. I want to talk about the Jets' run game also. It was not very good. And to be clear, they were sitting 30 guys, so let's not put too much stock into what happened on Thursday night. But the run game struggled against the Cleveland Browns, but it was very good today, specifically on the right side of the offensive line. AVT and Max Mitchell moving people. They are the starters right now on the right side of the offensive line, and I thought them in particular were really good. We saw AVT last year be dominant in the run game. He did it at left tackle, right guard. He moves back inside, which I think suits him best. I am happy to see that he is playing back on the interior, but right tackle was a question mark for this team. And right now, Max Mitchell, I think, has the leg up or the inside track to win that job. I thought, he looked really good in the run game, and it seems to have taken a step up in his development from year one into year two. Again, he wasn't really supposed to play last year, but exceeded my expectations. He was okay. I mean, basically a replacement level kind of player, but for someone who was supposed to be redshirted to come in and play to the level in which he did, I thought was impressive. And he has a really good shot to win this job. Right now, Mekhi Becton has some ground to make up. And it's not to say that Mekhi's not talented. It's just that, working back from injury, how much is he going to be able to get himself on the field? I'm curious to see if his plays, ramp up a little bit over the next few weeks and in these preseason games and in training camp going forward. But right now, it seems like Max Mitchell has a really good chance to be a starter, and he looks really good next to AVT. That 1-2 punch in the run game really shined to me today, which then, as we are on the topic of the run game, how do we not talk about Bam Knight, who I think has had a fantastic training camp? And honestly, he has surpassed Michael Carter, I think, on the depth chart, which I guess we shouldn't be super surprised about. But if Dalvin Cook ends up eventually making a decision and coming to the New York Jets, I don't think Bam Knight's the odd man out. I think he is probably RB2 right now, or RB1 if we're assuming that Breece Hall isn't available right now. Bam Knight has jumped the ladder and jumped the rankings. That's how, impressive he's looked. And, Izzy's going to be here. They just used the 4th round pick on him in the draft. If someone's going to be out, I think it's Michael Carter. And I like MC. I'm not completely ready to give up on him, but I don't think it's unfair to say that Bam Knight has moved himself up the ranks in this running back depth chart. And kudos to Bam, who has really good vision on the interior. He's able to kind of just sneak through and get to that next level. He hits the hole with some speed, or he's able to bounce it outside if necessary. But I think his vision has been really impressive to me so far. So I'm excited to see more of Bam Knight going forward. So a minimal scare, and very minimal, as Quincy, Jermaine Johnson, and Laken Tomlinson banged up today, but Coach Robert Saleh said all three will be fine. There is not concern with any of those three guys. And let's be honest, I mean, Laken Tomlinson, that is your starting left guard. You do not want to see an injury there. Quincy Williams is your number 2 linebacker, and Jermaine Johnson's going to play an integral role on this defensive line. So all three of those guys play an important piece to the puzzle. You don't want to see them go down with injury. That would be terrible if that were the case. Obviously, it's terrible if anyone goes down with an injury, but if in one day, essentially losing all those three guys would have been bad, but there's not really all that much concern. Thank God there's still a lot of time before the season starts, but nothing really to worry about from Quincy to JJ or Laken. So just wanted to, put that out into the ether. Good vibes are going on there. And last, but certainly not least, because this was the last thing that happened at training camp today, but was just, to me, just so impressive watching the video back. So Sauce Gardner baited Aaron Rodgers into throwing an interception. And yes, if you're reading the box score, right, or if you're just following along with the tweets and not watching the video, see Aaron Rodgers interception, you go, oh no, terrible play by Aaron Rodgers. Well, it wasn't. It was a really smart play by the defender in Sauce Gardner to bait him into the throw. The throw looks wide open. Sauce pauses and then bolts to make the interception. And he is just elite. He's an elite cornerback. And, being at worst, a top 3 cornerback. I think he's higher than number 3, by the way. After just 1 year in the league is so impressive. Sauce Gardner is so good. And if he just is able to add the interceptions now, and that's the next thing for his game to come. I mean, he only had 2 last year, but if guys aren't throwing the ball their way, I mean, we saw Darrelle Revis go into the Hall of Fame this weekend, and guys stopped throwing him the football. It's not like he was racking up interceptions year over year, but if Sauce Gardner could, I don't know, let's say he picks off 5 passes this year and is just as good as he was as a defender, as a corner last year, man, look out. That would be really, really exciting stuff. So those are my biggest takeaways from practice today. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments or on social media, what were some of your big takeaways from today? Is it the offensive line, the run game, Sauce Gardner, something else I didn't mention? Sound off below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll catch you next time.